I am super excited to review this one. Don't look at me like that, Winry. Hello and welcome back to Scookie Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about The Ravens by Kass and Danielle Paige. I received an e-copy in exchange for an honest review, so here is my honest review. I am super excited to review this one. I love witches. I loved Charmed in the 90s. I love everything to do with this kind of topic. And I also just love a fast-paced young adult book that has magic and teen drama and complex families. It just has everything I love about young adult fiction in it. And it also has the darker, more modern side of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the new ones. Not the old ones. What's it about? Vivi has always been on the move. Her mother likes to take her from town to town reading tarot cards, things that Vivi doesn't believe in, until she gets to Westerly College. Here she finds that a sorority, known as the Ravens, are actually secretly a coven of witches, and she just wants to be one of them and part of them, and also learn about magic, because who wouldn't? But it also opens up some questions about her mother. Scarlet, on the other hand, is a legacy Raven. Her mother and her sister are very prestigious, past presidents of the sorority. They've put a lot of pressure on her to follow in their footsteps. But some stuff happened last year. Some bad things. So one of the things that I loved about this is there's a little bit of mystery, there's difficult families, families with secrets, lots of magic, and sisterhood. Sister witches. Just listing words now. Full moons. For me, this will go down as one of my favourites. The magic system felt very similar to Charmed, which I just grew up watching all the time. It's got that same magic linked to your emotions, but also joining your power together, and it's even got the rhyming spells in it and boosting your magic by use of herbs and stones and crystals and things. I guess this book was somewhat nostalgic for me. It's also very close to something I'm writing, which I'm probably no longer going to be writing because this book seems to be one of many witchy books that are about to come out. By the time I finish writing it and trying to get it represented and then trying to get it published, it'll be obsolete. Just write another one. The story is told through dual point of view, third person. So you get Vivi's perspective and you get Scarlet's. The thing that I found quite interesting about this is Scarlet seems to be a little bit further along her character journey. Some stuff happened the year before which is impacting her just fully. She's changing as a person and she's learning what she wants to stand for. Vivi, on the other hand, is a bit of a lost lamb. For some reason, she thought her mum doing tarot was a scam or something. Anyway, she doesn't really believe in magic, even though she's always been sort of around it. And so when she joins the school and finds more people who can do magic, it's kind of like that Harry Potter. You know that Harry Potter? Oh, jeez. So for Vivi, it was more of a Harry Potter effect where she doesn't really know much about the magical world, so you kind of learn it with her. It means that she doesn't really come across as strong yet, because I think she really will in further books, and I, for one, cannot wait to read them. I think they're both really good characters. There was this vulnerability with Vivi that I found quite endearing. I found it very relatable. She's been alone most of her life, so she has this new opportunity to experience true friendships. And I quite liked that as a theme throughout the book. There was more to this book than just romance, because there wasn't really much romance. There was a little bit of romance, but there wasn't much romance. It was more about that wider experience that you get when you go to uni, or maybe you go to college, or you go to sixth form for the first time. It was that being in an unknown place and finding friends your age and finally getting to decide things for yourself. That's a big part of this book, and it kind of spoke to me quite a lot. So it's worth noting that while this is set in a sorority and therefore Vivi and Scarlet are in university, so I'm guessing they're kind of older than the average young adult protagonist, It still feels very young adult. It doesn't feel like new adult at all. And although there's some dark and scary and kind of gory stuff going on, it never gets too much. I think the prose is a brilliant example of strong, clean writing. It's not lyrical in the slightest. Instead, each word seems chosen so specifically to just carry the story forwards. It makes the book very easygoing and quick to read. There is one thing I need to mention. If you're looking for a book that does diversity well, I wouldn't say it was this one. I don't want to go into too much detail because what I felt was good intentions, but what I read felt a bit just odd. There are little mentions of female-female romance, and skin colour gets mentioned here and there. I just got the impression that they were trying so hard to make it a little bit more diverse, but they didn't really manage to do that. I mean, you need to do more than just say, look, there's some lesbians in the corner, and then move on. That's not diversity. So all in all, I found this book super easy to read, full of magic, full of all the things that I really enjoy about young adult fiction. Oh, and I also have to mention that this book doesn't have a cliffhanger. It does spend a little bit of time wrapping up the stuff at the end, and I could complain about that, but the truth is, that means that this book is a standalone, which is part of something bigger as well, and that is my favourite type of book. When I get to a book like this and find out that it's just complete as it is, it makes me love it even more. I would give this book 5 stars. I was surprised when I looked at Goodreads that this book didn't have a higher rating. I really, really loved it, and I guess it was just suited to me really well. Saying that, you might not like it, but that's okay. If you have a conflicting opinion to me, then feel free to share below, because I kind of like seeing things from other people's points of view as well. That's why as soon as I fall in love with a book like I did for this one, the first thing I do is I read all the negative reviews just to see how somebody can read the same words as me but have a completely different experience. So yeah, leave a comment down below. Thanks very much for joining me, and take care. I'm going to include an affiliate link in the bottom if you want to click on it to buy the book. It helps support me a little bit, but it doesn't take anything away